Hey everybody, this is Josh Paul, host of the Small Marketing Teams podcast. I'm really glad that you're checking out the show today. If you're trying to grow your business and you're not a household name or a well-funded startup, you need to do things differently, and that's what we get into on this podcast. If that's you, go ahead and click subscribe on the screen right now so that you'll get notified when we put out new tips, new tutorials, and new advice for small marketing and sales teams. The things that worked 3 to 5 years ago don't work any longer, especially when you're trying to keep up as a small marketing team. You don't have a big budget. You don't have a big team. Small Marketing Teams, Episode 6.
You're listening to the Small Marketing Team Show with Josh Paul, the podcast where you'll learn how to achieve big growth without a big budget.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in today to session number 6 of the Small Marketing Teams Show, the podcast that marketers, salespeople, and business owners rely on each week to learn how to do more with less. Each week, I'll guide you through how you can grow your company without the big budgets that we associate with marketing today. Whether you're the only marketer in your company, and you're also the salesperson and the CEO and the person who does payroll, or you have a marketing team big enough to fill a weekly poker game, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Josh Paul. Let's get started. So my daughter had a swim meet this past weekend, and if you have young kids, you know, whether it's swimming or soccer or volleyball, if you have some sort of tournament or all-day competition, there's a lot of downtime for parents. And so I took some of that time and spent it planning this week's episode, and I started to get excited for what I was going to share with you, but for you to be able to put some of the things that I've learned into practice. And something that gets me very excited about joining you each week on this podcast is leverage, the idea of leverage. Now, what do I mean by that? Leverage is very, very important to small marketing teams, but it's not a term you hear associated with marketing very often. So let me break it down for you. You have many options to grow your business. Some are high cost, some are low cost, some have to do with sales, some have to do with marketing, some have to do with channels and partners. You have a lot of options out there, but there are very few options that will give you the return on investment that setting up your small marketing team the right way does. There aren't any other options where such few people and such a relatively small investment can grow your business the way that putting the right systems in place and the repeatable processes in place and measuring the right things can do for your small marketing team. There's never been a time in history that small marketing teams have had the tools and the mindset and the business systems in place to compete with much bigger companies. Let's look at companies that grow by hiring cold callers. Let's say you have a cold caller who makes 60 calls a day and generates 2 leads out of those 60 calls. You could have a single person in your marketing department who, once they've set up the right systems and are working that system, they're generating 10 leads a day. Easily. One person can do that no problem with the right processes in place, whereas you would need 5 cold callers to get those same results. And that means 5 salaries, 5 sets of benefits. The cost is much, much higher to you. So when I'm talking about leverage, I'm talking about leveraging a small investment and a small group of people to get a much bigger return, and there's nothing that's going to match it to grow your business. So it's bringing that potential to fruition. That is why I bring this podcast to you each week, and I'm excited that you see the opportunity for small marketing teams and are joining me on this journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a few seconds to thank you for listening to the Small Marketing Teams podcast. I bet you have friends, colleagues, or family members who want to grow their businesses, but don't know how they can do it. I'd like to invite you to share this podcast with them if you think they'd find it useful. The good news is that I've made it really easy to tell people about the Small Marketing Teams show on your favorite social networks or through email. Simply visit smallmarketingteams.com/share for one-click sharing options that you can do from your computer, tablet, or phone. Thank you so much for your support. So as you know, In each podcast episode of the Small Marketing Teams show, I take some time to answer a question from a listener of the podcast. So today's question is from Rick in Tallahassee, Florida. And he says, I know that video is an important part of content marketing, and I've created 6 short tips and tricks videos so far, but I am unsure where to post and host them. He's not sure whether to use YouTube or another free site, or if there's a smarter way to do it for small marketing teams. And he is in a company of, looks like 4 people. He is the only marketer at that company. So Rick, thank you for the question. So I'm going to give you the answer, the approach that I would take, and then you can couple that with your own research. But this is what I've used. This is what has been successful for me. And I don't have to keep asking this question and keep reinventing how I'm going to do video. So the answer is that you are going to post those videos in multiple places. And there's 3 different areas that I'm going to walk you through today and give you some options that make sense for where you should post those videos. The first is making sure that you post those videos on your website or on your blog. And that is, even if the video isn't associated with an existing blog post, do a quick summary, 400 words, 600 words. Hey, here's what the video talks about. You don't want to make it too short and just post the video, but say, hey, here are the main points. Here, you can even have it transcribed with a company like SpeechPad. If you're doing a 3-minute video, SpeechPad, that's the transcription service I use. It takes about a week to do at the lower cost option, but it's about $1 a minute. So if you have 6 videos and they're 5-minute videos, that's going to cost you $30 to get all of those transcribed. Do some editing in there that you have it a blog post, embed the video in the blog post. And that's where I want to talk about 2 options for doing that. You can use YouTube, and there's an embed option there, but you really want to go with you can call them premium, but the cost really isn't that high. And these are services like Wistia and Vidyard. And the reason you want to go with these business video hosting, video marketing services is for their integrations. Their integrations with WordPress, their integrations with your CRM system, because they can give you deep analytics into who watched the video, how much the video is watched. Let me give you an example. I recently created a video product tour in the last few months on our website for a software company where I run marketing. And I can tell when somebody takes that product tour, which of the 4 videos they watched, how much of the videos they watched. And I can tell this, but also the sales team can see this in the CRM system. So when they follow up on someone, they know what messages that person has received. They know where they stopped in that video. They know which videos they have not watched yet. So having that analytics piped back from the video hosting platform to your CRM system or your marketing software is really, really important. So the 2 services that I would recommend are Vidyard and Wistia. Wistia is the one that I use because it integrates with my marketing software very, very tightly. So now that we've talked about posting videos on your website and how to do that, Wistia also makes it very easy, and I know Vidyard does too, very easy to embed it on your blog and your website. It makes it very easy to embed a thumbnail of the video into email. It has all the SEO built into it, has all the optimization into it, and the videos perform very, very well. So now that we've talked about how to get videos on your website, let's talk about using video hosting sites, video like YouTube, to spread your content. People say, well, if it's already on Wistia, if it's already on your website, why do I need to add it to these other sites? Why not just leave it on my website? And the answer is you've put in the time, you've put in the effort to creating the content. It's not easy to do videos. For some people, it's very, very easy. For most people, it's a little bit gut-wrenching and takes some time, takes some takes, and takes some editing. So you've put in the time to create a video that is helpful to your market and gets your message out and positions you as an expert. So let's put it in as many places as possible. When you take content, let's say you create a blog post on your website, and if you copy that, cookie cutter it, and just copy it and post it all over the place, Google will ding you because it's duplicate content, and they will not be able to identify often where the original source is, and the SEO juice that the original blog post on your website got would be diminished. That is not the case with video, at least not yet. So you can take your video and post that you've uploaded to Wistia or Vidyard and published on your website, and you can publish it to YouTube, publish it to Vimeo. Those are the two big ones, the two main ones that I use. The key here is to use different keywords in the title and the description when you post to those sites. So you not only are reaching a different audience and exposing people to your ideas through that audience, but you are also getting found for different phrases in different keywords. And Google is not, or Bing is not dinging you in the process. Now, we talked about adding it to your website. We talked about spreading your messages on these video sharing sites because they are increasingly very, very popular search engines. YouTube is the number 2 or number 3 search engine on the planet after Google and Facebook. And the third place that you want to post your videos is on social networks. I believe all the social networks right now allow you to upload video. Definitely Facebook and Twitter. You want to post your short videos there, upload them to your native Twitter and Facebook business accounts, and share them that way. You can even promote them. Spend a few dollars. It's very, very inexpensive. And Facebook and Twitter put video at the highest priority to share and spread and increase your reach in their algorithm. So post them there. But the key to posting them to social networks is to have a different version of your video. So we talked about getting a transcript of your short, helpful tips and tricks videos or insights videos, or they could even be promotional videos. I've done a lot of videos promoting webinars or promoting a new information product or a new downloadable guide. So it's kind of like movie trailers. So you're doing a short video previewing another piece of content that you created that you think would be helpful to your target audience. But so the key here is, because most people watch video online that starts out silently, the key is to have captions. So you take that transcript and you add captions using whatever video software that you're using. You add captions to your video in a very elegant way. You can do it through Facebook automatically, but it doesn't come out as elegant. It looks more like a public access TV channel with closed captions. But you add captions to your videos. It doesn't have to be word for word a lot of times, because people think about this. They're laying in bed at night and they're scrolling through Twitter, they're scrolling through Facebook. They don't want to wake up the other people in the house, so they're watching videos, silent videos essentially, but your message still needs to get through. That's why you need captions. So you want to get all of this into a process. We talked about adding your content, your video content to your website. We talked about spreading it on the video sites like YouTube. YouTube is obviously 95% of the market, but Vimeo is also another opportunity for you, mainly to get found in search engines. And then also adding it to social networks, and both sharing it in your organic feed and promoting video because it's very inexpensive to do, and it's kind of the new way of getting found. So my advice to you is to get this into a process. So you don't have to tax your brain by figuring out every time a new video is created, figuring out a new video marketing plan. Utilize checklists. You'll say, all right, my video is created. Have I added it to Wistia? Have I added calls to action to it in Wistia? Have I added it to YouTube? Have I changed the title to target different keywords? Have I added it to Vimeo? Have I added captions to it? Have I added it to Facebook? Have I added it to Twitter? Have I created a campaign for that video in Facebook and Twitter as well? So get it into a process, something that's repeatable, and share it in multiple places to get found even faster. Rick, thanks for the question. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is the beginning of 2017. Here we are in January, and times have changed. It's one of the things that has impacted my life in the past year the most, is just how much marketing has changed in the past 2 years specifically. The things that worked 3 to 5 years ago don't work any longer, especially when you're trying to keep up as a small marketing team. You don't have a big budget. You don't have a big team. So I want to spend this episode talking to you about the things that should be on your radar as a small marketing team, as someone who's trying to do more with the resources that they have in 2017 and keep up with the way that marketing has changed. These 5 things that I'm going to get into are not commonly talked about. These are under the radar, on the ground, tactical things that those who work in small marketing teams know, but you're not going to find them in the 12 trends to watch for in 2017 or how to tackle social media in 2017. You're not going to hear about these as much there. These are under the radar, less talked about. So I have 5 things for you. Let's get right into it. Number 1, small marketing teams should get used to being on video. We've all heard how important video is to marketing now and how that is not going backwards at all. That's the way that it's going to be. Video is really, really important. However, the difference between a small marketing team and a larger company or a larger brand is that they have video production crews. They have people who are hired to be on video, to be the personality of the brand, of the company. And this goes for consumer products as well as B2B products. But in a small marketing team, a lot of times you are begging for the subject matter experts to do a video for you, to get on video, to promote this webinar. You're begging for your CEO to get on video, and they're not always comfortable doing that. They don't always have time. They're traveling, but you need to get this content out, and not just once a month, not even maybe just once a week. You need to get these short videos out consistently, whether it's an educational video, quick tip type video, or it's a video announcing something, or we use video a lot as a promotional trailer as in a movie trailer, to a upcoming webinar or a new offer that we published. So number 1, the hack here for small marketing teams, we all know how important video is, but the marketers themselves, you who are listening to this podcast, need to be the ones who get on video, and you have to get comfortable being on video. I'm still getting used to being on video. If you've ever watched mine, the ones that I did 6 months or a year are a lot worse than the ones that I do now, but I still feel like there's a long way to go. But I bite the bullet because there's nobody else to do it, and I get on video. That takes a lot of takes, but in order for the content to get out there, for the message to get out there, I'm not waiting for somebody else in my organization to find the time and find the perfect moment when they can be on video. I need to do it. I need to get that message out there. So as a marketer, takeaway number 1, less talked about under the radar tactic for 2017 is get used to being on video, whether it's Facebook Live, short recorded quick tip videos. You may be talking about the highlights of your latest blog post, but you're the one who's going to need to do it. You don't have time to wait for the CEO or another subject matter expert in the company. So get used to being on video in 2017. The second, less talked about thing that you need to have on your radar as somebody who works in or runs a small marketing team in 2017 is a trend that we've been seeing for a couple years now, but a lot of people are not taking action on this trend, and so it's a big opportunity for small marketing teams, and that is using more human calls to action. Now, what do I mean by that? Traditionally, they have contact sales, schedule a call, request a demo, contact us. Those are the calls to action in emails and on websites that companies use to generate bottom of the funnel, sales ready, somebody is shopping and evaluating products and services, leads. So you have an opportunity to create more human calls to action. So do fewer request to demos, because that's kind of that cold corporate, I'm going to get a sales pitch speak, and do more talk to a specialist, or have your questions answered live, or have sales contact you. Try implementing multiple calls to action with a human tone. You should still keep the contact us and request a demo, but implement more human terms, because sometimes people want to connect with people without the threat of a sales pitch hanging over them. So under the radar tip number 2 for 2017 is implement more calls to action using more human terms, human to human. Let's have a conversation. That's a perfect button to put on your website that goes to the same demo form that the request a demo call to action goes to, but it's a lot more engaging, a lot less threatening, less us and them. It's the message you're trying to convey is, let's have a conversation and see if we can help. Let's have a conversation and see if we're a fit for you. Not request a demo, let me word vomit all over you and give you my spiel for an hour. So tip number 2, more calls to action, but more importantly, more human calls to action. Now, this third tip or trend for 2017 for small marketing teams is something that I debate every week. And I'm used to blogging 3 times a week, 4 times a week, about 1,000 words per post. And you're getting both the volume and the length there. Most organizations can't do that. There's also a trend towards blogging less. And that's the tip that I'm going to give you right now. Blog less, but don't cut back on how much you're writing. So if you're publishing 3 times a week, blog once a week and make it 3 times as long. You want to build a comprehensive guide to the topic that you're talking about, to the solution that you're providing. You want to be the quintessential go-to resource online for the helpful information that you're providing in that blog post. So if you're blogging once a week, maybe try once every other week and make it 3 times as long. Do a deep dive, comprehensive blog post on that topic. You want to be the encyclopedia, the go-to resource for people to find, for the search engines to index, and for other people to link to. And that's your tip for 2017. All right, we are moving right along. So we are on trend number 4 for small marketing teams. The best thing about these is that larger brands and your competitors are not thinking about this. They are thinking, how do I scale business as usual? And that's what the advantage that small marketing teams have. They can move more quickly and capitalize on the way that consumer behavior has changed faster than these larger competitors. It's like moving a cruise ship versus tacking your sailboat. You can move a lot more quickly. All right, so number 4 is do away with as much corporate speak as possible and as much generic email copy as possible. This is not the year, and we've seen this trend coming for a couple of years. This is not the year to have an email come out from ABC Company or ABC Company Resources, and that's the sender, and that's the email address, and it's not signed by an actual person. So I'm going to tell you what exactly you should be doing in 2017. And it's your natural instinct to do this anyway. And that is to bring to the surface the likable characters in your organization. And if you don't have likable characters or you don't feel comfortable bringing them, invent a likable character. Not a fictional one, but put yourself out there as the marketer. And I've been doing this for a couple years now, and it works like crazy. People respond to the email. People know me when I go to a trade show. Or make your CEO the likable character. Tell their story. Share the information from them. Use the first person in your emails. Hey, everybody, I'm really excited about this resource that we just published. It's a new executive report that shows you exactly how you can blah, blah, blah in 2017. At first, I was a little hesitant to share it because I didn't know if people wanted this much information, but after some thinking, I published it, and I'm getting a great response. I'd love to hear what you think. Love, Josh. That's your email right there. That's the tone you want to take in your email. So build a likable character, and that consists of a backstory, a journey that they took to figure out how to do something better, and that's the foundation of your business's value proposition. And then the tone that you use in those emails and the connection that you make is really where you're going to pull ahead of people in building stronger relationships with customers and prospective customers in 2017. And finally, I saved one of the best for last. Most companies have bottom of the funnel offers, contact us, request a demo, and they have top of the funnel offers, very educational ebooks, guides, reports, webinars, and there's a big gap in the middle. I was talking to a company the other day who they had generate a lot of contacts through their top of the funnel content, but they don't connect those to the bottom of the funnel. And most importantly, they don't have any middle of the funnel offers. And that's the less talked about opportunity for you as a small marketing team in 2017. Build more middle of the funnel offers. There is a lot of data out there from Google and other organizations that talk about how consumers want to do more research online and get more information online before talking to a sales representative, before talking to any representative of your company. The trend has been moving this way for about 10 years and used to be, 50% of the decision process was made online, and then they talk to somebody. Then it was 70. Pretty soon it's going to be 90% of a selection of a product or service is going to occur online, and then they'll talk to somebody. So your sales team is quickly getting cut out of the process, but that's a topic for another time. But that means they want information, educational information, but also information about your product or service without having to talk to somebody. So build those product tours, build a pricing calculator. These are all information about your product. Do short feature demos and videos and product walkthroughs that they need to fill out a little form to get those. Put them behind a landing page so that you can capture them as leads, and they're much more powerful than leads that are at the top of the funnel, because these are people who are telling you they are researching a solution. They are shopping, and you're going to get a lot more of them than those bottom of the funnel request a demo, contact us, contact sales leads. So the killer takeaway for 2017 for small marketing teams is build more middle of the funnel offers. Not just one, not just two, but everything that somebody could want to know about your product or service. Make sure there's an offer that accommodates that, and you're going to plaster that all over the product pages of your website, and you're going to see a big boost in sales-ready leads. So the under-the-radar, less talked about tips and trends for 2017, specifically designed for small marketing teams that are going to crush it, are get used to being on video, build more human calls to action. Don't be afraid of that. Blog less, but make your blog posts longer and more epic. Bring to the surface your likable characters. Build that backstory and use that tone in your emails, and you're going to see much stronger relationships with your customers, so that when you do have an offer for them, you do want them to take an action. They're not going to feel like they're talking to a cold corporation. They're talking to somebody who they know, who has revealed a little bit of themselves to the prospective customer. And lastly, build more middle of the funnel offers. Get them out there on your website. Share them through your social media accounts so that you can be ahead of the curve when your bigger competitors start noticing that this is the trend and this is how people want to make a purchase selection. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode of the Small Marketing Teams podcast. If you want all 5 of these things that small marketing teams should be focusing on in 2017, plus a bonus one, you can find it all on the show notes, and that is at smallmarketingteams.com/6 for episode 6. So smallmarketingteams.com/6. Please help build this community by leaving a comment and a rating on iTunes. Also tweet us at @smallteams, or visit smallmarketingteams.com to send me an email. Let me know what you're struggling with this week or this month, or how I can help overall grow your business. I read every single note that I get from listeners, and I'm happy to help. I might even use your question in an upcoming episode of the Small Marketing Teams podcast. For now, have a good week, and remember that there is more opportunity for you and your company than there are hours in the day. Thanks for downloading.